Thank you for joining me for supporting autism naturally. This topic is really close to my heart because my son, who is now 12 years old, has autism, and it has been quite the journey for us. We started out with a diagnosis at 4 years old, and then by 7, other mental health diagnoses were added on, including bipolar and generalized anxiety disorder and ADHD. And we ended up having to medicate starting at 4 and then increasingly so by the time he was 7 when he received the other diagnoses. And we really weren't seeing really great results. He seemed to get worse in certain aspects, while other aspects seemed to improve somewhat, but still he was just really struggling. And that began my journey to find a better way, find something that could help him so that he could be more stable and have a better life. And that led me to finding this whole way of using natural things that are accessible to us because nature provides it for us to be able to help him, help support his body so that his body can function the way it was created to be instead of functioning incorrectly. So I am really excited to talk about some of the things that I have learned. A really big impact in my son's life has been the use of essential oils along with natural supplements. And we've also done some other things throughout the last few years that I will get into briefly as well in this class. And just to give you a little background about me, I am a special needs pediatric nurse, and I have 2 boys. Both of them have special needs. So I am just really passionate about helping other people in similar situations as I am to be empowered and educated to be able to help your children in ways that you may not be aware are even possible, because I certainly wasn't when we began this journey. So we're going to jump right into the class. I do want to let you know that the information I provide in the webinar has not been evaluated by the FDA, and the products have not been approved by the FDA. They're not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. If you have any questions, you can always seek your healthcare provider before starting any type of new program. And I also want to point out that the Modern Essentials book is a really big resource that has really helped me along the years to learn how to help my family for their various needs. So I highly recommend that you get that book, because that will give you the tools necessary to be a natural healer in your own home. Another really great book is A Modern Resource for Healing Emotions and Essential Oils. Now, this is an older version of it. There is a newer one out that's just a completely yellow cover. But if you look up emotions and essential oils online, you can find that book as well. And that really helps to address the emotional aspects that you may be wanting to support in your child or even yourself. Another thing that I want to begin with is pointing out a wellness lifestyle. So as in anything in life, there's no easy, quick fix. And I will be the first to say that, essential oils are no easy, quick fix either. But there is a foundation of wellness that you have to implement into your life if you truly want to be well. And the largest foundation is really eating right. Our diets here in America are terrible. They're toxic. A lot of the stuff we consume as food should not be called food. So, trying to eat as organically as possible, staying away from foods that are genetically modified, not being excessive with your sugars, avoiding refined sugars altogether. Don't eat anything that is processed or has artificial dyes or flavors. Stick to whole natural foods as much as possible and eat a balanced diet. Exercise is also really important, and a really good target would be at least 3 times a week where you are elevating your heart rate for about 30 minutes at a time. Another great way to benefit from exercise is yoga, and that's very low impact, but it's really great to support your skeletal and muscular systems. Resting and managing stress is also really important, and something that I am always the first to admit I struggle with, because caring for my kids' needs, trying to work part-time as a nurse, and running my own business can be pretty stressful and keep me from getting the rest that I need because I stay up all crazy hours into the night. But that is something that I am trying to work on to curb and improve, and I have found some really great ways, including using essential oils to help me with my stressed out feelings. Another really important thing is reducing toxic load. We live in a very toxic society. Toxins are in the air that we breathe, the things that we touch. And, there are things that we're exposing ourselves to that we don't even think about, like your cell phone, your internet service, when it's coming in through the router. I mean, just all kinds of things that are just emitting various radiation or other various toxins and chemicals. So those are all really important for you to manage within your own lifestyle to be well. And the really great thing is that there are essential oils that help you with each of those foundations. And if you want to know more about that, I would love to talk to you. And I do offer wellness consults. And for anyone who has a family that is impacted by special needs, I absolutely offer that wellness consult for free, because I simply want to help you from one mom of special needs kids to another. So we're going to jump right into the content of the class, but in case some of you are new to essential oils and you're thinking, what on earth are essential oils? So I will answer that. Aromatic compounds that are found in plants. That is what an essential oil is. And these are extracted from various parts of the plant, depending on what that plant is. So it could be the leaves, the stems, bark, flowers, roots, the sap. And even with citrus, it's actually in the rind. So if you've ever pulled back the peel off of an orange and you see a little white poof, you're releasing the essential oils. So essential oils are essential to the life of plants. That is how a plant wards off predators and heals itself of injuries, fights off diseases, various things like that. And it's when we have extracted the essential oils, that's done through steam distillation or cold press distillation. And when that process is over, the essential oil that you have is actually 50 to 70 times more powerful than herbs. So that is really huge, how concentrated they truly are. So you see pictured a peppermint leaf, and the little white sacs in that magnified picture of the peppermint leaf are the sacs that contain the essential oils. And to put it into perspective, if you were to use 1 drop of peppermint essential oil, that would actually be equivalent to the effect you would get from drinking 28 cups of peppermint tea. So yes, essential oils are very powerful and very concentrated. So some really great things about essential oils is just the fact that, one, they are able to be absorbed right into our body because our body is able to utilize them. And one really amazing thing that many essential oils can do is cross the blood-brain barrier, which is so powerful to be able to affect the various aspects of the brain, which then controls the rest of our body. Also, when used aromatically, you are accessing your limbic system directly through the olfactory nerve right into that limbic system. And the limbic system is really the powerhouse of the brain. That's where the emotions, the mood, the memories, and all of the hormone secretion signals of the body come from. So really powerful way to access those essential oils is to benefit aromatically. Another great way is topically. So you apply the essential oil to the skin and it's absorbed directly into the bloodstream and then can affect every system of the body. So that's really great. And you may be thinking, my child won't let me apply anything to their skin. They don't like to be touched. Well, then you can still benefit from the aromatic effects. And you may be vice versa. Maybe your child is really sensitive to smells. Well, you can always apply the oils topically to the bottoms of the feet and put on socks. So that way it kind of covers over that aroma and your child can get the effects that way. So I've kind of touched a little bit on the various ways to use essential oils, but I'm just going to go into a little more detail. There are three main ways to use essential oils, and one is aromatically, and we just talked about accessing that limbic system of the brain. It's a great way to also clean the air and affect mood. So it's something that you can do with a diffuser, which is my favorite way to do it, because then everybody in the room can benefit from the effects of the essential oils, but you don't have to have a diffuser to benefit. So you can simply apply a drop to your hands, rub them together, put your hands around your nose and your mouth and inhale. Another option is to put a drop or two on a cotton ball or a tissue and then keep it in your pocket so that throughout the day you can pull it out and smell. You can smell directly from the bottle as well. So lots of different options. Topically is the second way that you can use essential oils, and it's a really great way to get it into the bloodstream quickly. And applying it to the bottoms of the feet is actually a really great way because you have very large pores on the bottoms of your feet, so it gets into the bloodstream within 30 seconds. But you can also apply it topically to an affected area to get a desired result. One thing to note is if you have sensitive skin, or in young children or in older adults, you want to always dilute your essential oil with a carrier oil. This can be any vegetable-based oil like jojoba oil, almond oil, avocado oil, grapeseed oil. My favorite is coconut oil because it is the least greasy of all the oils, so it doesn't feel, your skin doesn't feel all slimed up when you're done. And coconut oil is fabulous for the skin as well as several of the other oils, but any vegetable-based oil. Obviously, an olive oil would be a lot greasier, so you may not want that, but if that's all you have, it works in a pinch. Another thing that you want to always keep in mind is you never want to apply the oils directly inside the ears or to the eyes, because again, they're very potent and powerful, and it'll really burn the mucous membrane. So you don't want to do that and cause unnecessary pain. Should you accidentally, let's say, get oils into the eyes, which I have done many times because I've applied it to myself or my kids and then I didn't wash my hands and then just rubbed my eye, you don't want to use water because that will just intensify the burn and drive it further into the eye. But if you use your carrier oil, you can safely then just dilute that reaction so that the burning will stop faster. The third way to use essential oils is internally, and this is only specific to certified pure oils. I highly recommend that you only use a certified pure brand. I personally will only use doTERRA essential oils because of their purity standards. It's not something that the FDA will regulate. It's because they are natural. So there is no standardization, and doTERRA has just really set the bar for creating a standardization, and they hold themselves accountable to third-party testers so that we can with confidence know what we're using truly is pure and it hasn't been tainted by any type of fillers, preservatives, any type of chemicals that might have been used on the plants. And we're truly getting a high therapeutic quality of oils because they're grown in their natural habitats where they can grow the best and have the highest therapeutic benefit. But when you use the oils internally, you can use them by placing a drop or two in a cup of water. And if you do that, I would recommend that you only use glass or stainless steel because the oils are potent and they could break down the plastic. And the last thing you want to be doing is introducing more chemicals to the body in the broken down plastic that you are drinking. You can also apply the oils directly under the tongue or in a gel capsule, like a veggie capsule, so that you would just swallow it like you would any other pill. And doing this is just a great way to support the digestive system, the mouth, the throat, and just general health. So we're going to go into the different aspects of autism that I'm going to give you some tools that you can use, that you can try. Every person is different, so you may find I'm going to share several different options within each category so that you have a couple options to try, because what might work the best for my son may not be as good for your child, and you may find something else that's not as effective for my son that works amazingly well for your child. So I'm just going to give you several tools in the toolbox. So the first thing that we're going to talk about is just the overall function and stability. So, one thing that kids with autism often struggle with is being grounded, coping with their environment. They're prone to be sensory overload and just, they struggle to adjust to unexpected changes or new things. And so balance is just really a great oil to use. It's a blend that has just really great grounding oils in them. And it also has frankincense, which is just so great for the nervous system. And it just really promotes that overall whole body sense of relaxation, evokes feelings of tranquility and balance. It can help ease anxious feelings. It can also help promote a restful night's sleep. So it's just a really great oil to have on hand. You can apply it topically. This is not one that you take internally, but you can also throw it into diffuser or put it even on just diffuser jewelry that they now make so that your child or you can smell the oil throughout the day. It's just a really great oil to have on hand for those times. And I mean, honestly, my son uses it at least twice a day. So frankincense, like I mentioned, that is included in balance is just so powerful. This is really, truly is the king of all oils. And it's so important for helping to build and maintain a healthy immune system, promoting cellular health and supporting healthy nervous system function, and promoting feelings of peace, relaxation, satisfaction, and overall wellness. My go-to phrase is always, when in doubt, use frankincense, because you can't go wrong with it. Basil is also really a great one for those with autism because it promotes mental alertness and lessens anxious feelings, which, that's just something that people with autism deal with day in and day out. You can also use it to help with focus, while studying or reading. It's also, in combination with other oils, really great for stress relieving. So it's just a really great oil, again, to be using on a regular basis for somebody with autism. Another really powerful one is DDR Prime, and it comes as a liquid in a larger bottle than the rest of the oils, or also in a soft gel form so that it can be taken internally with ease. So this is really great because it supports healthy cellular integrity, which is so important for people with autism. And it also provides really important antioxidant benefits and a healthy response to free radicals. If you want to hear some personal testimonies that I have gathered the last several years of people using DDR Prime, I would love to share them with you. So you can always reach out to me and I can let you know how powerful this oil truly is. So now we know also that people with autism struggle greatly with focusing and attention. So there are really great oils to help support that. One of them being In Tune, which is a blend of oils that help enhance focus. So this is really great to have. My son puts it on every morning before he goes to school, and he carries an extra roll-on bottle in his book bag so that if he needs to reapply during the day, he can. But it's just really great to help him stay on task, help him to not be so jittery and fidgety in his seat, just really, provide that clarity, and can also be a good pick-me-up in the afternoon. Vetiver is also really great for focusing. It also is very, very soothing and calming. So some people actually complain that vetiver makes them too sleepy, so they don't tend to use it as much during the day. Everybody's different. It does not affect my son that way. He does definitely use it to enhance sleep, but he is able to use that topically in the morning as well as the evening to help with the focusing and peace, and to just kind of keep him calmer so that he's not as agitated and ramped up. But this is just a great one to use for that focus and for the feelings of calmness. And I threw a recipe in here for you. I like to consider this the overstimulated blend. So, if my son is trying to get ready for bed and he's just really ramped up just from an overwhelming day, I will actually place 3 drops of vetiver and 3 drops of a calming blend called Serenity into the diffuser, and that really kind of sets that tone for restful sleep. Cedarwood is another really great one for helping with calmness as well as focus. So it's really great for, that brain that's just going a mile a minute and really ramped up because it's in sensory overload. And another benefit is that it actually repels insects. So if your child's like mine and can't handle the bugs flying around them when they're outside, you're accomplishing two great purposes at the same time. So all people with autism need to have feelings of calmness. And there are very specific oils that really help to create that feeling of calmness. So the first one is lavender, which is usually the go-to for most people. That's the first one that they think of when you think of something that's calming. And it truly is. I mean, it's used for various ways to calm, whether it's, just calming the emotions and the moods, calming somebody to prepare them for sleep, or, calming anxious feelings, calming skin irritations. I mean, it's just great for so much. One thing to keep in mind is that, again, because these oils are so potent, 1 to 2 drops is sufficient as a dose. You really don't need to go overboard with this. An adult can safely use 2 to 3 drops or even 2 to 4 drops, but less is more when it comes to essential oils, and in particular with lavender. I have seen where people have used too much lavender and it actually has the reverse effect in large quantities. So if you apply too much at once, instead of getting that calm effect that you really wanted, you might reverse it and get a more hyper reaction and response from the oil. So just keep that in mind. Less is more. This is a great oil to apply a couple drops to a pillow, so that as your child lays his head down or lays his head down to sleep, he will, just get that aroma of the lavender to be resting and soothing and calming. It's great to put into the bath, or I like to actually use lavender in a lavender pillow mist that I made for my boys. So it just has water and some lavender and a couple granules of Epsom salt, just kind of help the water and oil mix together. And we just shake it each time we go to spray it, and then we spray it on their pillows, and it just really helps to calm them and prepare them for sleep. Roman chamomile is a really great calming oil as well. It has a calming effect, again, on the skin, mind, and body, like lavender. And it is really great. I mean, it is safe for internal use, so you can do that as a tea if you like that taste. Lavender also is safe for internal use as well. And it's another great oil to put in your diffuser. It's great for soothing anger and irritability and just creating that peaceful atmosphere. So now we're going to talk about anxious feelings and stress. And Serenity is one that I saved for this category. It absolutely helps with calming too. And it's actually our go-to oil when our son has a meltdown, because it can pull him out of the meltdown very quickly and just really help him to get things under control. It really helps him when he gets really angry as well. So I always say lavender is really great for calming or promoting sleep. But if you really want an even greater response, especially if those tend to be a bigger struggle for you or your loved one, Serenity is the way to go, because it has Roman chamomile, it has lavender, and then other calming oils all together to just be that more effective and potent. And you can use it in the diffuser to just decrease the feelings of stress and anxious feelings as well. And it's really great for sleep. So my son is not one of those with autism who have a hard time going to sleep. He actually ends up sleeping too deeply. But there are times, because of his bipolar, where he may be struggling more with sleep, struggling to fall asleep, or he'll wake up in the middle of the night just wide awake and having a hard time falling back asleep. So Serenity is the go-to for that. And if it's a little more over the top, he may actually do Serenity and Vetiver, although the Serenity blend has just recently been revamped where they included vetiver in it. So now he doesn't need to mix the two together. So it's now the restful blend as opposed to just the calming blend that it used to be called. So some other great oils that are just really good relaxation oils, especially when feeling stressed, are ylang-ylang and bergamot. These are my two personal favorites for when I'm feeling stressed. But ylang-ylang is just very calming and uplifting. It's very soothing to the mood and just helps promote a positive outlook. Bergamot is, again, also very calming and soothing. It helps just really knock down my feelings of stress, which is just really important for me with everything that I am trying to juggle on a daily basis. Lemon is also really important, especially when you're dealing with stress. And let's face it, if you have autism, you deal with a high level of stress because you're just trying to understand the world around you and trying to adapt to the world around you, and nothing comes easily. It's just a real struggle. So lemon is a great oil to use to just help your body ward off the free radicals with its antioxidant benefits, because stress is very toxic to the body. And it also is beneficial in the sense that it also provides a positive, or promotes a positive mood and cognitive ability. It also naturally cleanses the body. So again, thinking about the built up toxins because of the high cortisol levels because of stress. It's also great in aiding digestion and supporting healthy respiratory function. If your child gets sick, a little spoonful of some raw honey and a drop of lemon essential oil is really great to soothe that irritated throat as well. So many great benefits for lemon. And then there are just a few other really important oils that I wanted to mention. One of them being Elevation. I really like this blend because it helps to stabilize the mood and promotes feelings of happiness. So my son will often struggle with the failures that he faces every day. Everything is so hard for him, and he makes the wrong choices, and then there's consequences, and it just becomes this vicious cycle, and I can never do anything right mentality, and woe is me. So Elevation is really great to just snap him out of that, to just promote, feelings of happiness and positivity. So it's just a really great oil to have on hand for those times. Clary Sage is also really great because it can really help just support proper hormone balance and help with shifting moods, which, is definitely a struggle with those with autism, just because they're trying to deal with so much on a daily basis. So this is a really good one to have on hand as well. And cypress is another great one because it's called the oil of motion and flow. And it's a really good one emotionally to just help someone who's struggling mentally or emotionally. They're stuck, just really rigid, tense, perfectionistic personality, just really having a hard time moving on. So like a lot of times with my son, he's very inflexible in his thinking, and it's got to be like his way or the highway. And so this oil kind of helps him move past that and be more accepting when I say, no, we need to do it this way. He also has nicknamed it his Let It Go oil. So, when he will recognize now that, I'm either perseverating over a particular thought, or I have a certain thought that's just, like running through my head and I can't get it out of my head, or a certain song, he's like, I need my Let It Go oil, and he'll go and apply cypress to the bottoms of his feet to help him move past that. There's also a really great kit that you can get. It's the Emotional Aromatherapy Kit, which has 5 different oils that are really great for addressing various emotional needs. And you can get it in the bottles so that you can put the oil easily into diffusers, or you can use it topically. None of these are safe for internal use. But then there's also the In Touch Emotional Aromatherapy Kit, where they're all in roll-on bottles already diluted with a carrier oil. It's fractionated coconut oil, so that you can just quickly apply it topically with ease, and it's really great to carry around with you. I actually keep Cheer in my purse for that, to help both of my boys, actually. But just really briefly, Peace is the reassuring blend. It helps to promote those feelings of peace, reassurance, and contentment, help to counteract those anxious and fearful emotions in times of worry and distress, and also is great for just creating that restful sleep environment. Console is also called the comforting blend, helps to promote feelings of comfort and hope, and it counteracts negative emotions of grief, sadness, and hopelessness. Forgive is the renewing blend, and that promotes feelings of contentment, relief, and patience. It counteracts negative emotions of anger and guilt. And it also is really great for when you just have a hard time accepting that you're wrong, which my son does. So that's also really helpful. Motivate is called the encouraging blend, and it's really great for promoting feelings of confidence, courage, and belief, and it counteracts negative emotions of doubt, pessimism, and cynicism. Cheer is the uplifting blend, and it promotes optimistic and uplifting feelings, and it counteracts negative emotions of feeling down, blue, or low. So I'm sure, as I just discussed the various aspects emotionally that these oils can help support, you're resonating with them if you know a loved one with autism, because they deal with all of these different various emotions. Digestin is another oil you may want to have on hand. Sometimes people with autism tend to have a little more sensitive stomachs, digestive systems. So this is really great for that, to help the digestive system to function properly, help reduce feelings of queasiness, reduce bloating, gas, and occasional indigestion. It's great if you tend to get a little car sick. So any type of digestive need, this oil is really a great go-to oil for that. Peppermint is also another good one. One, it's really great for the respiratory function, and if your child is maybe starting to panic, this is a good one to use just to open those airways and get more oxygen flowing to the brain. And it's also a good one for upset stomach. Peppermint is in Digestin. It's also a good one if your loved one with autism tends to struggle with just being fatigued. I mean, everything that they deal with just really has a way of draining their body of energy. So this can be a little pick-me-up for them. My son actually, if I use too much peppermint, will get extremely hyper. So I try to be careful that I only put like maybe 1, at the most 2 drops in a diffuser, because if I do 3 drops, he's usually bouncing off the walls. And then it's also great for cooling the body down. So my son is really sensitive to being hot. He gets overheated quickly, and part of it is because he doesn't recognize he's getting hot, and he'll just go and run around in the heat, and then all of a sudden it just hits him and he's just beat red in the face, and just he can't deal with that. All of a sudden he's just overloaded. So peppermint has been a real lifesaver for us too. I have made a water bottle with a couple drops of peppermint, and then I will just mist that onto his skin, and that helps to cool him down so that he's not agitated because he's so hot and doesn't know what to do about it. On Guard is another really great oil to have on hand. It's a protective blend of oils that helps support healthy immune function. And when you're in that high stress mode and you're just dealing with the daily stressors of having autism, you really want to protect your immune system, because that's usually one of the first things to suffer. So this is a really great oil to help support the immune system and protect against environmental threats. It's also a great one to clean surfaces. I actually use all natural cleaning supplies, and I make my own multi-purpose spray, and I use On Guard and lemon so that I know that I'm cleaning the germs off of my surfaces and keeping my family healthy that way. So I just want to briefly talk about some really powerful supplements. So like I said, essential oils aren't really the answer to everything. They're really great and fantastic and can really go a long way to help support that wellness foundation that we talked about at the start of the class. But part of that nutrition aspect is also making sure that your body's getting the nutrients that it needs. And really, because there are a lot of absorptive issues that tend to be a struggle for people with autism, that's even more important that you're taking the right supplements. And I really love the Lifelong Vitality Pack because it's all whole food supplements, and it's broken down ready for the body to use so that your body isn't spending extra time trying to process it, he can take it and run with it and use it. And it's just really great because it has all the essential vitamins and minerals that really help with cellular energy, overall health and wellness, and, you know, just really helps the brain to function properly, all of the systems of the body, really. And is great in providing antioxidant protection against the free radical damage. Now, if your loved one does not swallow pills, there is a chewable tablet form, the A to Z, which is comparable to the MVP supplement. And then the IQ Mega is an omega supplement that's liquid. That would be comparable then to the Z Omega supplement, which is an essential oil and omega complex. So, you know, there's solutions if you don't swallow pills. You can do the chewable tablet and the liquid as well. But I just highly recommend these. These made a really big difference for our son in just helping him in his overall daily function. Another really great thing is making sure that you have good gut health. And for some reason, I have read several different studies that indicate that those with autism really benefit from using a probiotic because they just need that extra gut support. So PB Assist is a really great probiotic that, as a nurse, I've really been impressed with the science they put into making this probiotic, so that it's a capsule within a capsule, so that the probiotic is actually getting to the small intestine before it gets broken open, so that you're not killing off half of the active cultures from the stomach acid when it breaks open inside the stomach. And then the probiotics are able to stay alive because they're being fed by the formula that is included inside the probiotic. So just a really great way to support the gut health. And there is also a powder form called PB Assist Junior, which is a lot, you know, easier for those who don't swallow pills. And the little granules have the same type of encapsulation that helps protect the cultures from being broken down in the stomach. So just really great thought went into making these really helpful for a healthy gut. So just some tips to throw out there for you when using natural solutions. Use common sense. You know, the great thing is they are natural, so you can confidently use them without being worried about causing unnecessary damage. And use the Modern Essentials book as your reference. Like I had mentioned, this is really a great tool. You can also, if you're dealing with an acute concern, you can use the oils frequently. Up to about every 15 minutes, you can apply the oil. If you do it more frequently, you're just putting too much into the body at once. Your body's just going to dump it. So don't waste your money. Don't overload your system. But, you know, you definitely can use them more frequently if needed. If it's more of a chronic complaint, then using the oils 2 to 3 times a day really is more than enough for you to see a change. Also, again, just use caution with sensitive skin, keeping the oils out of the eyes and the ears. And for sensitivity, you want to always dilute or neutralize it with a fractionated coconut oil or another carrier of your choice, and not water. So I just really encourage you to, you know, think about these things, think about just, you know, the resources that these provide to give you a toolbox to be able to help your loved one with autism, or to even help yourself. It's just it's really empowering to be able to do something. I remember, you know, many years ago, before I had the essential oils and these other natural things, that I just really struggled, feeling so helpless to help my child. But now I have some really great tools to help support him and help him to be able to function better. So make a difference, and, you know, consider what you can do to improve health and well-being. If you have any other questions, or if you'd like to get these oils or schedule a wellness consult with me, please feel free to contact me. If you were invited by another wellness advocate, feel free to contact them. But I would love to help you in any way that I can. And again, you know, the wellness consults will be free for those with special needs involved in the family. And I just really hope that you were able to glean some useful information from this class, and that you will be able to effectively become a healer in your home, to just have the tools that you need to support your loved ones and benefit with a more healthy life as a result.